Shalom, Kohala Yahweh Shibi Hashar, Ba'ashim Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and the elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us His truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua back with the World War III Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you. Salakia. This is the Shabbat, so Shabbat Shalom. Salakia. So, yeah. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows, Jacob's trouble. The beginning, Salakia, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death. We're in the time of great death. The beginning of wars, as in World War III. And the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, bad times. What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent for scourges, for amendment. All right. So I came across this, and I'm gonna let this guy. I'm gonna let this guy break it down. What's going on over there? All right. So this is CNN 8 hours ago. Listen to an intercepted Russian soldier's phone call obtained by CNN. And be talking to his woman and saying, look, if we didn't go over there and start shooting, they would have came over here and started shooting. Like NATO is gearing up, right? And about to go in or try. And this thing is about to spiral out of control. Now listen to the first words that she says. Okay?
The Third World War.
Boom. I got to play that again. All right? This is the time that we're in. Very soon they'll be declaring the Third World War. They haven't declared it yet. We're not quite there yet, but hey, between now and the New Year, New Year's Day, that's a long time in this war. And my hands are freezing right now. I can imagine that the ground is freezing up in Russia right now.
The Third World War. That's how one Russian soldier describes what he's seeing on the ground in Ukraine in a new recording just in exclusively to CNN. CNN has obtained this intercepted phone conversation between the Russian soldier and his girlfriend. Listen to this part.
It's World War III out there. If they didn't bring in the mobilized soldiers, if we didn't go there, they'd already be here. We would be totally. They would hammer away at Moscow and Yekaterinburg. They'd hammer everything.
It's so scary.
The soldier says that his unit of 96, okay, has already lost more than half its people. More than half, 50. And he said that it is clear to him that those in charge don't care about the troops.
Great death is coming.
The commander's position was hit by a rocket, for sake. Incredibly, he managed to gather up his unit in just 30 minutes. And they all retreated further from the shelling. But us, we were totally God damn it. Are we not human beings? I don't know. Some guy's here. Soon, we will just leave and go to him.
Go to who?
To the commander of the battalion. And we'll just shoot him. Nobody will even investigate.
Threatening to just go shoot the commander of his battalion. It is unbelievable to hear this, and yet we have heard and seen, we've shown you this incredible discontent and unrest among the Russian fighters. In fact, we're hearing it yet again tonight in another newly obtained video, believed to have been filmed recently in Russia at a training ground. Listen to this.
We haven't held rifles for the past 2 weeks and came today to the training grounds to throw grenades. But when we were there, they told us they didn't have any grenades. And they didn't even have a bus for us to return. So we walked from the training grounds back to here.
10 kilometers. It took 10 kilometers to get back. We came from there to here.
How can we fight along officers who are like this They would sell us off there in Ukraine.
Matthew Chance has much more on all of this out front in Kyiv, and I want to warn you that some of the images you will see in his report may be disturbing.
As Russia's military highlights its barrage of Ukraine, CNN has obtained exclusive recordings of a Russian soldier describing the brutal reality of...
Okay, now understand that more than half of this is propaganda, what they want you to believe. This is CNN after all, okay? And Russia is not the wimps that they're making them out to be right here. This is bullshit. And aside from that, the Most High put the spirit on Vlad and the Russians to whoop ass. So you're going to believe this, or are you going to believe the scriptures?
Life on the front lines.
The commander's position was shelled, so he packed up and moved further back. But what about us? Aren't we humans too?
The Russian soldier was recorded phoning his girlfriend back home, according to Ukrainian intelligence, and telling her candidly about the severe military setbacks suffered in the 2 months since he arrived.
We had 96 people in our unit, but now there are less than 50. You don't know what to expect here. Sometimes there's friendly fire, and idiots shoot at us because they don't see our coordinates.
But it is advancing Ukrainian forces that are the major threat, compounding low morale with high bloodshed. Ukrainian officials now reacting to this extraordinary video of Russian soldiers apparently surrendering, geolocated by CNN, to a recently liberated town.
Are they going to say that they shot him straight in the back? Let's see if they go on to say that.
Eastern Ukraine. Come on out. One by one, a Ukrainian soldier calls out. Then a short burst of gunfire before the video cuts off. Later, a Ukrainian military drone shows what appears to be the same men in pools of blood. The Kremlin says it's an execution, but Ukraine says the soldiers feigned surrender and fired at the Ukrainians, accusing Russia of its own war crime. No one disputes the horror. It's unclear if the dead Russians were regular troops or deployed as part of the Kremlin's partial mobilization seen here earlier this year. But the soldier recorded on the phone indicates he was recently conscripted, complaining bitterly at being unable to leave the war zone.
Being mobilized is crap. Nobody can go home until Putin announces the order. There's no way to return. And if we weren't here, they, the Ukrainians, would already be at our borders. They would shell Moscow, Yekaterinburg, shell everything.
And that constant threat of Ukrainian attack is having a terrifying effect. In particular, drone strikes, which appear to have left the soldier particularly nervous.
My nerves are on edge. I'm afraid of every rustle. Every bang, every click makes me drop to the ground.
In Russian-controlled eastern Ukraine, the funerals are underway for more of those killed on the brutal front line. Deaths Ukrainian officials insist would never have happened but for Russia's war. Well, Erin, the big change over the past couple of days here in Ukraine has been the plunging temperatures with the first snow of the winter covering the ground. This as Russia continues its missile strikes against energy infrastructure targets, causing power cuts and shortages across the country. Russia may be on the defensive, but it is, at this point, far from defeated, Erin.
Thank you very much, Matthew Chance, with that exclusive report from...
All right, good enough. Yeah, war is hell. And the ground freezes up, then what? Then the offensive starts. So anyway, we'll end it right here. What shall I get on the way out? Good revelation. Hey, this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Because World War III got to come. All right? They have to declare it. They haven't declared it yet. All right. We'll just read it in the Berean. All right. Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe has passed. Okay. That's World War II. Behold, the third woe is coming shortly. All right. When they declare it, then this prophecy will have come to pass. But not yet. Why? Coming short. Not yet. All right. The end is not yet, but in a minute it will be. So with that, we hope that the elect are edified. You brothers and few sisters, shalom.